Well, hey everybody, just a little bit of just a kind of a news update. I was originally going to do a different type of video, but then I started doing research, and yeah, I was going to talk about Tim Kuniskis and Lee Iacocca and how they could be very similar. And unfortunately, well, that really isn't going to happen because there's been a lot of hype on a lot of YouTube channels about Tim Kuniskis being named the head of Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Chrysler North America. Uh, and it was actually, literally giving him the ability to transform the company like Lee Iacocca did 45 years ago. I mean, that's the way it was presented to us. And that's why a lot of these YouTube channels were presenting this because, oh, SRT is back. Oh, Chrysler is saved. Not so much because that's not really true. This is just a huge PR campaign in the US to sell us a bag of goods. I'll admit that Filosa is a lot smarter and much more cunning than Tavares, but he's still European, and it seems like he still doesn't understand the US market. So what does that mean, Dennis? I thought Kuniskis was back at the head of basically Chrysler Corporation. Well, thank you, fictional viewer, for pointing out that question that was on everybody's mind. He is the head of marketing and strategy for North America. He is nothing more than a PR man with no meaningful input on the future of old Chrysler Corporation. So, who is the head of Chrysler Group? Thanks again, fictional viewer. It's Antonio Filosa. Filosa is actually, as you see here, he's not only the CEO of Stellantis, but he's also the CEO of North America and the Americas. He is the guy. Now, the problem is that Filosa is a long life Fiat guy, and he's Italian. I mean, I have nothing against Italians, but when it comes to car manufactured in the United States, it's an issue. So he's much more tactful and likable than Tavares, but then again, hell, a honey badger is much more tactful and likable than Tavares. So there's a low bar here. He's still going to move forward with the Dare Forward 2030 plan, which is here. And it's actually, I'll show the link below to the actual full details of this on the Stellantis website. That it's the Dare Forward 2030, which pushes EVs and products like the electric appliance charger on the American consumer. Now, as you see at the corporate level, there's no place for the Hemi V8 or reliable Pentastar V6. They just are pushing the unreliable, complicated Huracan. Now, we have seen the first year of this full strategy in North America. And let's see how it worked. Oh, wait a minute. It's been an utter disaster. The appliance charger was completely stillborn. It sold 4,200 vehicles so far in the first half of the year. The European Wet Dream Hornet, I believe, is an utter failure. Not even moving the needle in the small crossover SUV arena. And both Dodge and Chrysler are on pace to sell around 100,000 vehicles each this year. Now, that doesn't sound too terrible if you're, I don't know, BMW or Mercedes, but actually it would be, because before Stellantis, those divisions sold over 3,000 vehicles apiece. It's been a dramatic collapse. Now, the question is, can Filosa be like Iacocca, which means go and look at the situation that you have now and do drastic changes to turn the company around and make it a successful endeavor? And probably not. That's the real short answer of that. And the reasoning is a few fold. First of all, he is European. He's part of the whole Fiat entourage of Stellantis. He's a corporate guy, and he's not going to do anything to upset the apple cart as it is. So he's not going to go and, build more V8s for the North American market, even though the CAFE laws are now completely changed, and you can build these cars and not receive any fines at all, and nothing to pass on to your consumer. Also, I can't see him getting rid of Chris Fuel or Matt McAleer, who are two people that absolutely have overseen the destruction of their divisions. And they're both on board with the EV mindset that has permeated Stellantis. So they're not going anywhere, which doesn't really bode well for the company as a whole. And the other part is, he talks a good game about quality, but don't expect it to get any better. It doesn't seem to be a focus in their eyes. It's just finding a way to fix what they have so they can sell more of the same. So what can we expect now from Tim Kuniskis? Just a bunch of dog and pony show commercials, uh, pushing low production, feel good cars under the SRT banner that actually, in the grand scheme of things, don't add much at all to Chrysler North America. In fact, I mean, it would just add a few thousand cars in sales. It does, and it doesn't do anything to stop the downward trajectory of Dodge or Chrysler because they are in a downward spiral at this point. The final question, though, has Chrysler gotten its savior? And obviously, from everything we've just talked about, no. Uh, and time will tell if Filosa can actually adjust any of the strategies to meet the new gas engine friendly rules in the US and fix the leadership and quality at Chrysler Corporation. And that's all we can hope for at this point. Those are my thoughts. I want to hear yours. So comment below. You know, I really, I'm kind of saddened that this is just nothing but smoke. And I want to hear your thoughts on that. Also, if you got something from this or you found it entertaining, hey, hit like, subscribe, share, those types of things. I usually do a lot of stuff on older cars, classic cars, American and foreign, but I also do talk about current stuff since we kind of need to use these cars to get from A to B. So I thank you very much for watching to this point. And as always, if you have a cool car or something fun to drive, take it out. You will make someone's day, probably your own. And I will see you very soon.